Hey, it's Kevin. Welcome back to the Road Warrior. The other day was somebody who was asking me about doing the Road Warrior videos in my daily podcast, and they said, when was the last time you missed an episode? And I said, well, I'm late from time to time, but I've never missed a day. And again, and that deadline is all self-imposed. I guess I could post a Road Warrior anytime I wanted to. But I've been consistent on every Sunday, and again, depending on if it actually launches when it should or how it works, the Road Warrior's been there all the time, and I haven't missed an episode in 400 or 500 episodes. So how many weeks is that? 500 weeks? Podcast, I haven't missed a day in 12, 13 years. And it was funny, we were talking about priorities. And they say, well, does it matter? Do you make money off it? I said, I don't make money off my podcast. I don't make money off the Road Warrior. I do them as a labor of love. But more importantly, I do them because it almost, I'm proving it to myself that I can do it. That everything I do that matters to me, if I set a goal, if I set a self-imposed goal, I guess you'd say, if I tell myself, the Road Warrior has to go out every week, it has to go out on Sundays, I get it done. I have notes in my phone that remind me when it's time to record Road Warriors. Again, sometimes I record them ahead of time and I get them set up and launch them that day. Depends on what my schedule is, but they're always ready to go. Podcast's a different story. I used to be able to do them in advance, but when you're thousands of episodes in, it gets tougher thinking original ideas. And sometimes, while we do share in ideas between the 60-second Mason Minute podcast and here the 3-4 minute Road Warrior video, we don't often share ideas or thoughts. They're not extensions of one another. So basically, it's almost like I'm creating 8 pieces of content every week. Now, some things lend themselves to 3 or 4 minutes. Other things, a minute suffices. So I try to keep track of it that way. A lot of times, though, as I'm getting ready to go out and shoot Road Warriors, I don't have any idea what I'm going to talk about. And again, I don't want it to all just be about me driving cars and car thoughts. It's just life thoughts. Something just to ponder for 3 or 4 minutes. And again, that's the whole reason behind it. That's why it's one of my priorities. Again, it's an outlet for my creativity, sure. I don't feel anybody's life is going to be any less enriched? Less enriched. It's going to be any less enriched without my Road Warrior video blog, without my Mason Minute podcast. I wish there were people who feel that if they missed an episode, their life would be less worth living. But my wife doesn't even care about it that much. She listens. She's my biggest fan and my biggest supporter, but doesn't care that much because it doesn't matter in the big picture. Again, in the world of priorities, it's not the top of her priority list. It's not even in the top 20 or 30 of her priority list, I'm sure. And I'm okay with that. And I wouldn't think that any of my content would be in anybody's top priority list. But it's toward the top of mine. Now, whether it's 5, 6, 7, I don't know where it's at in the list. I don't really have a list per se. But I know when I say, here's my commitment to you, when I say I'll see you next week with the Road Warrior, that's my commitment. I'm going to see you next week with the Road Warrior. So you know what I'm going to say now, don't you? Back next week with another Road Warrior. KevinMason.us, home to all of our Road Warrior videos. We throw them up on Facebook, throw them up on YouTube. They're always the same thing there. So again, if you watch on Facebook, you're caught up. You watch on YouTube, you watch on the website, wherever you watch it, it's always on the same places every week, unless people share it to other platforms, which they do from time to time, not very often. Again, we're not curing cancer. We're not, solving, brain damage issues here. We're just riffing. We're just talking. And we're back next week. Have a good one. Thanks so much. See you. Bye.